currently do not have smooth playback, just in a video file. What I've kind of found is I'm decoding these video files, and it's taking, to decode a single frame, it's taking 25 milliseconds, number. And then it's taking, here, let me find, I've started logging out what's kind of taking the time so I can figure out what I need to fix. And I kind of made a decision on how I'm gonna approach this. So, decoding, yeah, 20 to 25 milliseconds, which is technically okay. I'm using 30 frames per second video. So that means that I need to, 1 divided by 30, that means I just need to decode a video every 30 milliseconds. 1, 2, well, this is just embarrassing. Yeah, oh yeah, okay. So I just need to decode a video every 33 milliseconds. And so decoding a frame, or I need to decode a frame every 33 milliseconds. Currently decoding a frame between 20 and 25 milliseconds. That's technically okay for a 30 FPS video. Would not work for a 60 FPS video, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm shooting in 30, we're gonna work with 30. But it's still wicked choppy, and that's because I might be decoding a frame in time, but I'm software decoding. Then that frame needs to get downscaled, which takes 100 milliseconds. And then I need to upload that frame, that texture, onto the GPU so that it can get rendered. And that copying from this, from the memory to the GPU, and then that display render time is taking another 196 milliseconds, and then another 191 seconds to display that. So that adds up to being way too much time to play even real time on a 30 FPS video. Now, how does a normal video player be able to do that when I can't with easy stuff? I am going to switch how I am rendering the video onto the application. I'm going to decode the video frames directly on hardware, leave it on the hardware so it doesn't need to get, how do I say that? I'm going to decode the frames directly to the GPU, or on the GPU, and I'm going to leave it on the GPU so it doesn't have to get copied, it never has to move on the computer. And then I'm going to overlay that frame, that texture, directly onto the application. So I'm going to have the application rendering, and then I'm going to little subset for where I'm going to render the video frame over top of that. And that's going to use a hardware specific. So I use a Mac. It's going to use a Mac specific renderer to render over the top. To make it cross-platform to work on Windows or Linux or other operating systems, others' computers. I'll need to build a new renderer for that, but I'm not going to worry about other people's computers right now. Let's just get it to work on mine. So to do that, step 1 is to make sure that I can build a metal renderer for Apple using the metal framework or library, or I guess shader language, to render over top of the application. Yeah. Spent 2 or 3 hours working on getting a metal renderer, a Mac-based frame renderer working, and it looks like that is working, but I'm having issues with the hardware decoding and storing that on the GPU to be able to grab later when that frame needs to be displayed. So I'll show you what we have right now. We can run. So this blue square is kind of proof that we're able to render with metal over top of the application. That's a good start. Need to fix the command palette being behind that, and it can open a video. Oh, nope, can't open a video, I lied. So yeah, we're having issues with the decoding right now. So gonna have to go in and fix that. I do use Claude Code to write a lot of code, but sometimes it's not great. And I still review as much of the code as I can and fix a lot of the bugs myself. So I'm gonna jump in and try and get that hardware decoding manually, fix those issues, and try and get it to actually be able to display video frames. It probably won't be great yet, probably won't get smooth playback or continuous playback, but hardware decoding, being able to display that directly from the hardware onto the screen, that's a big step. Alrighty, we got good news. We now have hardware video decoding, and that is working like a charm. It's decoding the video, looks like it's doing correctly, looks like it's working pretty fast. Still don't have smooth playback, but it looks like that's now like a buffering issue and like a timing issue. So I wanted to show you guys what it looks like right now. This is what it's looking like right now. Then we can open, grab a file, and as you can see, it's showing up. But the video is like slow, like it's slowly decoding frames and going through. I haven't even clicked play yet though. Then when I click play, now I can hear the audio, but it's not like timed up correctly with the frames. So the audio and the video not working. There's like a buffer mismatch here, but it's there. There's also looks like that text is getting rendered on top of the video frame too. So that's not what we're going for. It's a great look of me. So next step is to fix the buffering problem. I'm happy with what we've already done today. Like that was a pretty big win. The code needs to be cleaned pretty good, but it's working. So now it's just, next step will be fixing the buffering issue so we can get smooth continuous playback on time, synced with the audio. That's a lot and all in one thing, but I think it's kind of like all the same issues, so it should come together nicely, I hope. The audio and visuals are now reversed. So the video is playing when it's paused, and then as soon as I click pause, the audio plays. So that's not how that's supposed to work. Vlog life sucks. So I drink Fresca. Elixir of the gods. Now you should say hello.
Hello, vlog.
We got
That's
Colton,
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's a legend. Worked back East Coast.
Remind me your name again? It's
Jared.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Filming the journey. That's
Filming
sweet.
the journey. So it's going to be a vlog of what I do. And also, I'm trying to build like a video editing platform. So I'm going to try to dog food my own product.
Oh, amazing.
So everything that I try to make, I'm going to try to use in my program to make it faster and smoother.
Document the journey. Use your own software. Figure out how it works.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
That's the idea. So
cool.
Had to get the video of me getting my Fresca.
Refueling.
Yeah. Today, trying to get the audio and the video to sync up at the same time. Right now, the video is playing when the audio isn't, and then you click play and the audio plays and the video doesn't. So goal of today, get them to play at the same time, make it an actual video, not one or the other. Okay, so I started looking into what was kind of our issue with the audio and the video not being synced. And it's because the video frames are getting pushed into like a video cache or like a video buffer, and it's getting overwritten. So the buffer fills up, and then the decoder is continually decoding new frames into that. And so the buffer just keeps getting overrun, and then that's getting displayed to the renderer. So to fix that, I've did a little bit of research into like what modern professional editors are using, and they're using right now we kind of have a push-based strategy, so the decoder is just constantly pushing frames into the buffer. And if we were to continue with that, we would need to implement a back pressure system. So we would be pushing frames into the buffer, and we would, when the buffer fills up, we would then need to send a signal back to the decoder and say, hey, stop until I need you. That can get a little tricky. Still doable, and might still implement some form of push-based decoding, but research is kind of showing me that a lot of people are using, or a lot of editors are using a pull-based approach. So the renderer is asking the cache, hey, do you have this frame? If it doesn't, then that frame then it's gotten from the decoder like immediately. The decoder seeks to the point, runs forward until the frame, and pulls that into the cache, returns it to the renderer. So everything is based off of the renderer asking for a frame at a given time. That makes the playback clock like the source of truth for the playback for the video, and then the renderer just asks for frames. That's a poll-based strategy. So I'm gonna jump into the code, and I'm gonna try to build out a plan for creating a poll-based strategy of decoding the video frames, and then we'll see about implementing it. I don't know, I haven't done a poll-based. I've done a push-based decode approach in the past. I've never done a poll-based, and so this is gonna be new. All right, so it looks like partially fixed the AV sync issue. Kind of. I gotta show you, this is kind of funny. But if I open a video file like this, it shows up and I can click play and I can hear it, and it is just really slow. And sometimes it like jitters out like this. So yeah, that's not what we're going for. So partially met today's goal already, which is good. It's only 12:30, so that's a big win. Would like to have something better than that. So gonna keep going. I think the next step is, I don't totally know what the next step is. It's struggling all around. I think the poll-based stuff is working for the most part, but I think the clock is a little bit off, and I think the cache, the buffer/cache needs some work. So I'm probably gonna like dive into the nitty-gritty and spend some serious time looking at how it's doing things, and probably need to fix quite a bit of it. So advantages of working with AI is you get to read a lot of code and fix it. After 3-something hours of manual coding, I finally fixed most of the mistakes that the AI made. I guess they weren't really mistakes, my fault for not directing it well enough, but all of the issues that were there I was able to correct for the most part. Now the frames are like flying through like wicked quick, which is awesome. That means the decoding's working really well. That means the rendering's working great. Just means we have a timing problem. It's not getting synced correctly with the audio, and that's probably a little bit to do with the buffer. But the fact that like all the frames are playing like in 2 seconds, that's really good on a test clip. So yeah, I've only got an hour or 2 left of code time today. So we're gonna see if I can get continuous sync like the goal is. We're gonna see if I can truly get the audio and the visual synced. Carrying a camera around the workspace here is so awkward. I'm just walking around with the camera. There's a ton of other people working on software products, and I've got a camera. And then I film myself. What did it? So, goal accomplished. Cha-ching! Ba-bam! Let's show you what it looks like. Pretty excited about it. Still doesn't look good, but the audio and the visual is synced just in the nick of time, because I don't have a ton of time left today. So the fact that we got it, like, huge win. All right. Open. Video file. Test clip. Boom. All right. Now when I click play, it is not working. That's really embarrassing. It just worked. That's so sad. You could hear right now I have a really low voice because the audio and the video is synced. It's just slow. And I don't know why. I did it. Turns out that it was my AirPods throwing an issue. So that was kind of funny, but looks like we got it resolved. I want to show you what it looks like. No, not that. Still not that.
At that point, it just sounds like they're hiring.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, I've been screen recording this whole time. That's going to be a long screen recording. Okay, well. Working. So I would call day 2 a success overall, I think. Yeah, all right. All right, that is a wrap for chapter 1. Chapter 1 is, well, week 1. It's the first week that I have. It's only got 2 days in it, so it was a little short. I started halfway through the week, and then I'm taking off for a wedding. So I can't get a full 5 to 6 days in, but you know, chapter 2 next week is gonna be exciting. I think we can get a lot of done. We've already done so much. Being able to get real-time audio and video playing on a desktop application is huge. Probably need to clean some of it up, some of the code up, and fix a lot of the errors. There are still errors being thrown, but like we got the gist of it done. So that's kind of where we're sitting at now. I think next week the big goals will be to work on the timeline, to work on the markers, being able to like set an in point and out point on the file, and then also being able to open up multiple files. So we can open up multiple files, set edit points. That's already like halfway there to being a speed editor. Then I just gotta work on the workflow and the other aspects of it. So yeah, chapter 2 should be an exciting one. I don't think I missed anything. Man, I wish I knew what I was doing.